everyone, and good evening. Happy Junior Friday to you. Woohoo! And more importantly, welcome and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Empowerment Show, hosted by yourself, Roushaun Johnson, like majority of you know me by. This is where we uplift, inspire, empower, and give information. And tonight, we're going to continue our series on diversity in the workplace and empowerment in the workplace. I'm so excited about our special guest this evening. Just a couple of things about her. She led one of the company's largest projects at the age of 29. And the company I'm speaking of is KraftHeinz. She also was in charge of a $1 billion business at the age of 31. And right now, at the age of 34, she is in charge of an amazing group of 80 individuals. And I cannot wait to tell you how she has personally inspired and empowered me as a woman in our workplace and in this world and in this environment that is majorly dominated by men. So without any further ado, let's welcome our guest, Stephanie Nansky. Hello, Sunshine. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm joining you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, south of in the country at my dad's house. So don't mind if there's some dogs barking.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, for agreeing to be on the show this evening. It means the world to me. So before we get into the details, can you please just formally introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, sure. So hi, everyone. Welcome. First of all, I love Ro. I think the world of her, and I'm honored to be here. I currently lead the UNFI team for KraftHeinz, where I've been for, hard to believe, over a decade. But really, I'm just, I'd say a girl at the end of the day who's a byproduct of a lot of hard work, some serious sweat and tears. And I believe in just being my authentic self. And I have been a byproduct of amazing people along the way. Some I hope I can see here today. And I care about giving back to all of the amazing people that I get to encounter every day. So that's me.
Thanks, Steph. All right. So this is the fun part.
Okay.
This is the part, and everyone knows that watches my show. I always start with telling individuals how they empower me and why I have personally hand-selected them to be on the show. And at one point, I would say that an empowerment circle, that is a circle that we choose. The individuals in that circle are people that we handpick and we select. Some people say I even interview them because it is just that important. So I actually have 4 specific reasons why you are part of my empowerment circle. And I will share 3 now, and then the last one I'm gonna sneak in a little bit later.
Are you gonna make me cry?
Yeah, I mean, I have reasons. So I might throw you a curveball, but I know, but hey, you're a businesswoman. You can handle curveballs, So the first reason is that I've been in this company for over 15 years. And the sad truth, but it's a good story, is that you are the first, and I will repeat, you are the first female supervisor I have ever had. So that was like, wow, women can hold an executive level position inside this company. That's number one. The second reason, and this is something that, our viewers out there, you guys can jot down, because it is also a business tip for leaders out there. You lead. Let me back up. So obviously you're smart, you're intelligent, you're intellectual, you lead with facts, knowledge, business sense, but also you have this X factor as a woman that a lot of women think that they cannot lead with. And that is that you lead with vulnerability, transparency, and empathy. You get me? Transparency, vulnerability, and empathy. And those things, when you put it in a situation of being a woman, like, oh, women can't be empathetic, but you lead with your heart, and that's how you have your team migrate and want to work, hard for you. Another way that you empowered me is with your leadership skills, is that you care, you genuinely care about your people, and you want to know what they're doing outside of work. Quick example for those of you that are tuned in from our KraftHeinz family, Stephanie, has a weekly newsletter, and she wants to highlight and showcase weddings, anniversaries, during the pandemic, who's adopted a pandemic puppy. But the point is, you want to know what your people are doing outside of the day to day. And that's special. And then in relationship to myself, no, I'm not getting married. I'm already married. No, I don't have a puppy. But when I told you about my book that I just created and about my show, you're like, Ro, how can I help? I want to buy the book. And I'm all aboard. And so my point is that's very special, that managers need to look at their employees as an individual and not just a number, or a sales number. So those are the three reasons how you empower me. So my question to you is, what are your opinions or thoughts on an empowerment circle in the workplace? Do you have one? Do you feel that it's important? And if so, who's in yours?
Yeah, no, I love it. First of all, thank you. Thank you for showing your vulnerability and authenticity to communicate back to me on how I impact you. And I think that, Ro, if we all walk away just doing that once a day or once a week, the world becomes a better place. Yeah. Saying thank you, recognizing we're humans, Ro. I'll never, my dad used to say, Steph, growing up, which, I share with you a bit of my story, but he says, no matter what, we all put our pants on the same way. One leg at a time, no matter what. We're human. So thank you. Regarding empowerment circles, I will tell you, first of all, resounding yes, we all need an empowerment circle. I personally call it my personal board of directors. And while I have never gone through an extensive interview process, I have been very selective. And that is something that I would encourage all of us to do. So regarding an empowerment circle, a personal board of directors, it was about 10 years ago. Actually, two women had presented this concept to me. Kate Johnson, which was our former VP, she came from almost a 28-year tenure at Procter & Gamble, world-class organization, right? She came to KraftHeinz. And again, a Beth partner and HR expert. And individually, they said, Stephanie, think about the rest of your life, bringing people along who you trust, and they will be able to see you progress. They'll also be able to help you progress. They'll be able to recognize your progression and share that with you. And so my personal board of directors, I'll tell you, Ro, it evolves over time, right? But I've had a lot of the same people, I'd say for the last half decade, we'll call it. I think the important thing is you've got to make sure that it's representing who you want to be, right? Mm-hmm. Because again, being selective, we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with every day. When you think about that, you want to look in the mirror. If you ever want to see who you are, look in the mirror. Look at everyone around you. Who are you surrounding yourself with? The way they think is how you're going to think. The way they behave is how you will behave. So I would encourage your selection process to encapsulate those types of thinkings. I'll tell you, Ro, a lot of, diversity. I care a lot about diversity of thought, right? It's also diversity of your heart. My personal board of directors, I'll share with you quite candidly, I'd say represents the fabric of society. I've got about 50% non-Americans on my personal board of directors, right? People are very surprised by that. They make me think beyond, and they make me better. They help me think through strategic problem solving very differently, right? They push me to be better and think outside of the box. So I love the concept of an empowerment circle. I'll tell you, today, I think the challenge we all have is we're all time constrained.
Yeah.
Time is our most valuable asset. We'll never get more of. So you need to use it very wisely.
2 points on that. Just sticking to the time real quick. I remember there was something that you said in a meeting that we had. And I wrote that down, and I think about that, and that's how I go about my day. You said, slow down so you can move faster. And I was like, slow down so you can move faster. And that sticks with me, and I understand it. So I thank you for sharing that nugget with us. And then on your point of having that diversity, you said individuals that are in your empowerment circle are individuals of different cultures and nationalities. And all that does, it just enriches us as humans. It completely enriches us as human beings walking this planet. And that is so powerful. All right, so now I'm going to hit you with the 4th reason that you empowered me. And honestly, Steph, I closed my eyes and I regress because it was truly mind-blowing. And it just took me to a completely another level as to how I felt or looked at my place inside this large company. So here it is. When you first came aboard, you sent out the email and you said, hey, I'm setting up one-on-ones, with all my employees, and I want to know, what's going well, what would you change, what would you do differently? And you guys know that's kind of a candid thing for the new boss to come in and just get a feel of her people. And I want you to tell them exactly what I said. When you called and you said what you're doing, what did I say? I said, my name is
Ro, and I am the bomb.
Exactly. So 2 points. My point is, for me, I've come to a place now where I just walk through life as my authentic self. And I said, I'm meeting a new manager, and I'm just going to come as me. So when you came with what you wanted to accomplish, I just said, hey, my name is Ro, and I'm the bomb. I didn't know how she was going to accept it. I didn't know how she was going to take it, but I walk in my authentic self. So that's what I said. But this is what's so amazing and what's so special. A couple of days later, you called me and you said, hey, I have an opportunity for you. I would love for you to present something at our team meeting. And I'm like, okay, I'm all aboard, because me, I love to talk. And then after that, you said, I have something more for you. What do you think about this? I want you to have your own show, a segment with our team. And we're going to call it the Ro Show. You get to talk to our team every week or bi-weekly or monthly. We'll figure it out. But you have your own segment. Stephanie, I was blown away. Do you understand that? I built this company for 15 years. And after a 30-minute conversation with you, you gave me the opportunity to have a space where I can be me and use my voice and speak to our team. That, if that's not empowerment in the workplace, I don't know what is. So I just want to thank you for just showing me that my voice and my opinion and me being my authentic self is important and is valuable.
Yeah, and first of all, you have the best show, I'm convinced of, in like the history of all shows. The team absolutely loved it. So I mean, it was a win-win-win-win-win, resounding win, and I'm honored to have provided you that space to do that. So
Thank you.
I'll tell you, I had someone asking me about it today.
Okay, we're going season two. All right, so I want to go into our next question, and this is Women's History Month, and we are coming up to International Women's Day. And when we spoke earlier, I told you that I was going to ask about, Women's International Day and your thoughts and opinions on it. And you shared a very personal story with me about that. So if you don't mind, can you please share with the audience how International Women's Day is important and impactful for you?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, this one's a bit of a heavy hitter. So my mom died 4 years ago on International Women's Day, but she had a long battle. I'm sure some of the folks on your show have all been in those shoes. But what I knew was that God had taken her for a reason. And I grew up, I would say, in a family of a lot of love, but a very underprivileged family financially. And my mom, right, is kind of a generation on generation. I'm really the first to break out. And when she passed on the day, I thought, it is my duty and honor to bring her, vision of helping the world to life. And so that's why I do what I do. And I'll tell you, I don't wake up thinking about it. It just so happens that I get to provide people the platform to bring their authentic selves to work. So for me, I mean, it's extra important. In fact, this year, I'm actually starting my own foundation in honor of my mom. The whole intent is to ignite an educational revolution by connecting our underprivileged children across the world with global leaders to work on social impacts. And I think, how do we identify the young Stephanies, right? Who wants to achieve so much, but she doesn't necessarily have the social system to help her get there? How do we isolate those up in America's top talent, right? The globe's top talent. How do we find them? How do we nurture them and empower them to do great things? Not 1 year, not 5. I'm talking 50, 100 years. That is empowerment for me. And so that's my 2021 brainchild passion project.
That's huge. We use that term, children are the future. Let's make the world, different, through them. What would we tell the 6-year-old, us? But it's real, because they literally are the future, and it is our responsibility to teach them. And then staying on that topic of your development and your progression in business and in this male-dominated industry, was there a moment in time when you had a mindset shift, when you said, I'm not going to sit back, I'm going to sit up, and I'm going to speak up and speak out? I mean, did you have that moment?
Ro, it's a good question. So I don't think I ever had that aha moment, but what I did have were more formidable years where I had amazing leaders. And those leaders Marcos Lima is one of them. He's a former KraftHeinz leader, and he is the one who helped me to elevate. He's on my personal board of directors. And what really he taught me was, when you elevate your thinking with people who are thinking, you know, kind of like bigger and beyond and without constraints, all tides rise. All tides rise. And that's when I really felt like I could speak up authentically. I could be myself. I mean, I've cried, right? You know, no shame. I've cried.
Yeah, I said that earlier. You lead. Well, you didn't cry in front of us, but you do lead authentically and, you know, with transparency.
Yeah, it's what I think, Ro, if we could all, and I'm very fortunate to work, right, in an amazing company such as KraftHeinz that has great leaders, that encourages this culture. But I think for folks that maybe that don't have it, it's just going back to make sure that you're positioning yourself with people that you want to be like, that are helping to elevate you. And if you can't get it in the workplace, make sure you focus on that in your personal life. You know, I talked to a couple of folks outside of the industry, the medical industry. It's very different, right, than business.
Yeah.
As long as you kind of find your true north, you remain authentic and vulnerable and humble, and you have a quest for learning, you'll find your voice. And you won't even you won't have that, wow, I found my voice. It will naturally happen.
Will naturally happen. And that, I mean, gosh, Steph, I mean, we can talk forever, but that is so important, you know, is for women to, you know, find their voice, because I feel that your voice, I mean, it's there, it's within you, you know, it's something that you're born with. It's a God-given talent, but the obstacle is using it. And that's the reason why, you know, I have this show. That's the reason why I want individuals to meet women like you who are courageous and not afraid to use that voice, because your voice is ultimately going to get you where you want to be. You know, I say, like, instead of surviving, but you start thriving by using your voice.
Yeah, you know, Ro, we talk a lot about it. You know, there's almost this like cap everybody kind of puts on their head, right? You put this natural barrier, like, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't. What if you lifted your cap off? What does your life look like? What is causing I look at your cap and figure out what is preventing you from taking it off. And when you take it off, it's gonna come.
But Steph, here, okay, so on that point, we're going way over our 30 minutes audience, by the way. But okay, so speaking of that, taking off the cap, do you think that there is a fear? Because it's like, yeah, I want to take off my cap, but there's something that's weighing my hands down to the ground. There's this fear that is holding my hands down, and they won't rise up so I can take off that cap. Like, what do you think that fear is? And how can women just wash away that fear and just, like Nike says, just do it?
Just do it.
Yeah, just
wake up tomorrow. You know, I actually brought this here. It's a gratitude journal. And it's 5 minutes. Actually, Jess Devlin, one of the amazing lady bosses that I had the pleasure of promoting on our Walmart team, she gifted this to me. Write down your daily intention. Try for one thing a day. Just one thing. Today, I am not afraid. What does that do?
What does that do? And that's the thing, is like, women, I'm looking at you. We cannot be afraid. We can't. I mean, what is there to lose? Nothing. There's nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Think about all the thoughts and things that you have inside of you, and you just want to speak out. You want to share them, but then you're like, no, because what are they going to think about me? Honestly, who cares?
So I have two thoughts for you. One, so I mean, I'm no hockey player, okay, but I love Wayne Gretzky's quote. Well, he's an icon, of course, but Wayne Gretzky says, You take 100% of the shots you don't take.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, same exact concept, right? And the other thing, bro, we pay people for what's in here that is able to come out of here and a lot of here, right?
Yeah.
But right, when you think about speaking up and speaking out, we're paying people for what these brilliant brains do. And if you don't leverage that brilliant brain, we're failing ourselves, we're failing society, we're failing our companies, we're failing our consumers.
Yeah, exactly. I have a couple of other questions, but we also have some giveaways. And I want to thank our sponsor, and this is actually the first sponsor of my show, and it is from Keratin, and they are giving away a gift box, and a gift box with over, Stephanie's showing it now. Yes, beautiful. And I'm like, can I just get it? No.
Yeah, no. For all the lady bosses that might be on the call, I'll tell you very, very vulnerably, I stress, right? Stress has hit me over the years. I'll tell you, I woke up one day and my friend was like, you're losing your hair. I'm like, what? And I had forgotten to look in the mirror because I'm working, right? But anyhow, so I have the privilege to sit on the board of Keratin, which is basically a female-run company. And I actually know most of the ladies that work there. And yeah, we're doing a gift box of up to $150 and then two $50 gift cards. And yeah, a custom consult, because Lord knows I've needed one. So yeah, good stuff coming.
Absolutely. And I remember this is so cute. We were on one of our craft calls, and then someone said, like, because kids pop into Zooms. So a kid popped in a Zoom and they're like, Mommy, why is Wonder Woman on your computer? And they were talking about your hair because you look like Wonder Woman. Remember that? That was awesome. So yes, the products are lovely. Your hair is beautiful, full, and gorgeous. And what we're offering is for individuals that repost our show tonight. I will announce the winner tomorrow at about 2:00 for the most reposts. And also for individuals that post right now our show and share with their friends, we're going to throw in those consultation gift cards. So thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Keratin Hair Care Products, for your sponsorship. I am beyond blessed. Okay, so a couple of final questions. Do you have, I'm sure you do, but just a couple of like nuggets and just tips for our women out there that, want to continue to excel and grow and brand themselves in their current, workplace?
So, Ro, one, thank you for the questions in advance. I'm a deep thinker and I put a lot of thought into this. And I actually wrote this down. So I have a dear friend. So anyone from Monterrey, Mexico who's joining, I have a dear friend, Alejandro Recio, who a couple years ago had gifted me a book called The Four Agreements. And it's Toltec wisdom, but it's a few things. So it's be impeccable with your word. And sorry, I'm actually, I've got my Maxwell House little book here, but be impeccable with your word.
Okay, be impeccable with your word. Okay. Yeah. I got my notepads. I'm
good. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. And always do your best. And Ro, I would love for you to maybe share the four agreements out, and I'm happy to send you the link. But I think how you get to build your brand is to honor your authentic self above and beyond all, excuse me. And I'll tell you, Ro, I haven't done it every day in my 34 years. I failed. I didn't honor this. I still, I strive for this. I strive for excellence. I don't strive for perfection because perfection doesn't exist. But when you start to just focus on being impeccable, right? Seeking first to understand, don't take anything personally. you will help that cap come off. I tell you early on, it was the first time I was leading my first team. I had 3 women at the age of, I think, 27 or 28, 27,
Mhm.
27. And I'll never forget, so embarrassing, but I caught my analyst. She accidentally chatted me when she was chatting another analyst about me.
About you? Oh, no.
Yeah, and it was so embarrassing for her. And you know what? I said, it's okay. I understand. Like, it's okay. And I'll tell you what was interesting is I learned 2 things looking back. I didn't get upset, and I also realized when someone isn't necessarily like talking about you, it's because something is inside that is burning in them, right? And so I share that story because I think a lot of people are often surprised at that. But
Yeah.
I tell you, Ro, I don't think, everyone's like, well, aren't you afraid? A fear is like, aren't you afraid about what people will say? No, I'm not, because I don't have the time or energy to think about it. So going back to your fear, when you stop worrying about this external world that doesn't matter and you honor your authentic self, all tides rise. Your cap comes off.
Stephanie, I mean, that's huge. When you stop worrying about all these, fears and just, comments that don't matter, that's when you rise. And I think that's so huge. We're so consumed of, what will they think about us? What will they think about me? What if I say this, what will they think? But you just have to let that go. And then we have a comment here. Dr. Donna Lynn Cook, one of my sorority sisters, she said that in her staff meeting today, they just spoke about the 4 agreements.
Yes, I love this. Really, it's I actually I'm the person that tries to write things on their mirror. Like, I have a vision board. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have a vision board, I strongly recommend you make one. And this is on there to keep my true north, right, very clear. So Toltec wisdom, I think it's 1,000+ years old. And look how relevant it is today.
Yeah. I don't want to cut you off because I can talk to you forever. Every time I hang up the phone, I'm like, oh, Stephanie gave me a tip. But I do want to end with this. You've been with us for what, 8 months? No, with our new group.
Which of the company? It'll be 8 months. Yeah.
8 months. And then just in that 8 months, you just like lit up. Just something internally in me as a woman working in this corporate, male-dominated industry. I spoke about it earlier. You first gave me the thought of, I can do it. Why not me? And then the second thing was that you gave me an opportunity to just spread my wings and be my authentic self and realize that I can be my authentic self and thrive. And that's huge. So before I go, any last comment that you just want to share with our audience? Any point, because I just love all the nuggets that you have to give.
Thank you, Ro. Yeah, I'll leave you with this, right? Be vulnerable, be humble, be authentic, and work your ass off. Sorry.
Work your ass off. Yeah, work your ass off.
No, I joke about that. So no, I think you've got to have some balance, but really hard work. There's nothing better than some elbow grease, right? I mean, I love going in a factory. I'll tell you that. You learn the most when you go in a factory. So it's just be curious, work hard, and stay humble. So.
Thank you, Sunshine. All right, we have to run. We can talk forever.
Okay.
All right, and then we got to get the Roushaun back up.
We do.
Okay. Bye for now. Bye. Hello, everyone. Wow. Okay. I hope you guys took lots of notes. I know I did. And wasn't Stephanie amazing the tips. Work hard, work your ass off, be vulnerable. Ladies, you can excel and you will excel by being your authentic self. It's okay to show your empathy. It's okay to be transparent. Balance all that with your intellect, with your knowledge, with your smarts, with your analytic background, but balance it all. And also, too, she does hold us accountable. So she throws down the gauntlet. But like I said, everything is balanced. And then she also mentioned early in her career and throughout her career, she had a board of directors, quote unquote, an empowerment circle. So get that knowledge, get that inspiration, have those sounding boards, have those people that fuel you and pour into you and help you grow. Do not go through this journey and through this process alone. And lastly, you know me, women, and I'm finding my own, but speak up, speak out, stand up, be bold, be brave, and be beautiful. All right. And then don't forget, we have that free giveaway from Keratin Hair Care Products. So please repost our interview tonight, post it now, share with your friends, because I'm sure that you will agree there was some great business information and inspiring information for women in the workplace that was revealed this evening. All right. Bye for now. I will see you all next week. And we will be continuing our series on women empowerment in the workplace. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful evening. Bye for now.